Alright, you are live with the Volley Ray. I am randomizing Jay's predictions in this video. We'll see how it goes. Apologies for the background noise. Mute me if you need to. I'm just going to be commenting throughout. Alright, question 1. Pick a position and either red or black. Here we go. Alright, Jay's has P17. I'll be writing these down as I go, just so I don't lose track of them later. And the roulette wheel. If it's green, we're just going to roll again. You are joking. We're rolling again. And it's black. Alright, question 2. Choose 3 drivers. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, boom. You're off to a good start, Lance Stroll. Gabriel Bortoletto could be on for some points here. Alright, and final driver. We have, oh no, Oscar Piastri. It was going so well. Alright, let me add those back to the list real quick. Alright, question 3. Pick up to 10 qualifying positions. That is 2 qualifying positions, a fairly safe bet. And we have, which 2 positions? P6 and P4. Alright, Baccarat, choose 2 drivers. Here we go. 1, 2. This is the sum one. We've got to get as close to 9 with the last digit as possible. Carlos Sainz, a fairly solid option, honestly. But who are you pairing it with? That is always the kicker. Lewis Hamilton. This is either going to go really well or really poorly. Alright, I'm going to quickly add Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton back, and then we are going for the next one, which is the big one, so this is going to take some time. I'm backing it up from the wrong way, of course I am. Here we go. Bingo. I didn't shuffle it, but I had pre-shuffled it ahead of time. You can see the list on the right. We're just going to go top left, go left to right from top to bottom. So, in the top left square we have Lance Stroll. In the top second square we have Esteban Ocon. In the top middle square we have the commentator. In the fourth square on the top row we have Yuki Tsunoda. And finally, in the top right square, we have Pierre Gasly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second row, left to right. Far left on the second row, we have Gabriel Bortoletto. Second square in the second row, we have... It's going to be a close one. I think it is. It's Lewis Hamilton. Third square in the second row, we have Oscar Piastri. That is a fairly good one to have in the middle row, I can't lie. Middle row's looking pretty good so far. Or, sorry, not middle row, middle column. Fourth square, we have the analyst. And the fifth square, we have Fernando Alonso. Alright, give it another 5 shuffles. Now this one we only do 4 for the third row because we've got the free space in the middle already guaranteed. We have Franco Colapinto, far left middle row. Next to him we have Lando Norris. Not the worst. Not the worst. If you get all the British drivers in one row, you're doing pretty well. We have the free space, so next to the free space we have... So this is fourth square in the middle row. Liam Lawson. Don't know why I wrote the whole name, but it is what it is. And final square in the third row we have... that is going to be a Carlos Sainz. Shuffle it 5 times. And we're going to go for the fourth row. We're going to start with Alex Albon on the far left. Next to Albon we have Isaac Hadjar. Underneath the free space, this is going to be for all the marbles. If you can hit a Leclerc or a Verstappen here, you're doing really well. Honestly, a Behrman wouldn't go too far amiss. Russell's a British driver, that'll do. George Russell. Alright, fourth square. I was going to shuffle it again. We've still got 2 squares to do on this row. Kimi Antonelli. It's a decent diagonal. And the final square on the fourth row, we have the reporter. Now, double checking, the reporter is Ted Kravitz, unless otherwise mentioned. You still have the principal, no idea who it's going to be. That's 5 shuffles. The commentator is David Croft, and the analyst is Karun Chandok, unless otherwise mentioned. In the bottom left corner, we have Charles Leclerc. Not a bad driver to have in the bottom corner, I can't lie. If you can get Max Verstappen in that final corner, you're doing wonders. Or maybe even bottom middle for Verstappen, you know. Alright, that is Ollie Behrman out of contention. Honestly, the entirety of this bottom row isn't particularly bad. Here we go, 1 in 3 chance to get one of the best middle rows, or middle columns, sorry, I've ever seen in a game of bingo. And I think you've done it. You've pulled it off. Verstappen in the middle bottom, which means that middle column is the commentator, Piastri, Russell, Verstappen, and a free space. That is almost certainly coming up in the first 10 laps. And finally, we're going to do the bottom, well, we're doing the fourth square, and whoever doesn't get picked is the fifth. So we have Hulkenberg, and then the team principal in the bottom corner. Alright, we are moving on to question 6. Pick 3 drivers. Here we go. This is the blackjack question. Everybody loves this one. You're looking for a nice mixture. That is a Nico Hulkenberg to start things off. That is not what you're looking for, really, unless you can get like a Verstappen and a Piastri here. Alright, here we go. It's an Alex Albon. And then finally, we have edge over to Norris for us. Come on, come on, come on. Colapinto. This could be one of the highest scoring blackjacks we have ever seen. Alright, I'll quickly add those back and then we'll get into the next question. Apologies for the clacking. Francois Colapinto, or Francois Colapinto. Alright, question 7. Right, what are we doing here? 5 D20s. This is the poker hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we're redoing that P13. If it's 19 or 20, I'll also redo it. Yep. It's literally just because 1920 is going to be the river anyway. Really? Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put P20, then P19, and then if both of those are the river, P11. But you've seen the proof. If anybody does roll the P19, P20, I'll put it in the first in the list, and then we'll just change it as appropriate. Alright, here we are. 1, 2. Double up or 3 winning teams. Sorry, 2 or 3 teams on the podium is what this means. 3 teams, so you are realistically hoping for a Verstappen, McLaren, Mercedes, and Ferrari to kind of just put it all there. Here we go. Low, high, even. This is the Keno question. This is basically based on driver numbers, and we're going for a low pick in the Keno. We are rolling a D4 to see how many legs are in the same race multi. This is the final question, actually. We're having 2 legs, and we're going to figure out how many legs are in this. I've numbered the legs in order in Discord, so I'll read them out as we get them. Here's the D6, because there are 6 different categories for legs. Leg 2, specific driver to finish on the podium. And leg 6 is which driver wins the head-to-head battle with their teammate during the race. Okay, now the driver can't be a driver mentioned above, so we're going to spin 1, 2. This is going to be the driver to finish on the podium. I know he's had some form recently, but it's going to be a rough ride. I've seen a Pierre Gasly head-to-head leg. I can only wish it was the other one. Okay, and this one is the head-to-head leg. So who's going to beat their teammate? Well, at least you're odds on with that leg. Alright, and that is it. That is Jay's video. Just to recap, we have question 1. P17 is going to be a black pick. The P2 is 3 drivers, Lance Stroll, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Oscar Piastri to be eliminated in the same qualifying. We've got 2 positions selected for qualifying for the craps. We've got P6 and P4. Baccarat, choose 2 drivers. We've got Sainz and Hamilton. The bingo grid I'm just going to list below. That is going to be really insane to just repeat every time. Question 6, we have Hulkenberg, Albon, and Colapinto for the blackjack. P7, we have P13, P10, P1, P4, and then a potential bunch of reserve cards for the hand, 20, 19, and then 11. For Sickbo, there are going to be 3 unique teams on the podium. For Keno, it's a low pick and the same race multi, 2 legs. Pierre Gasly on the podium, and Charles Leclerc wins the head-to-head. Thanks for tuning in, and hope you guys watch the next video.